You see them everywhere, right? Health food stores, social media feeds, all promising vitality, quick fixes, a shortcut to wellness.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of us, we just assume, if it says natural or it's in a pill, it must be good for you, it feels safe.
It definitely feels that way.
But what if that belief, that very common belief, isn't just, well, a myth, but maybe even a potentially dangerous one, something that could actually harm your health?
That's exactly what we're getting into today. We're taking a deep dive into a stack of sources, including quite a bit from Professor Lin and other medical experts.
Okay.
And our mission, really, for you listening, is to unpack this idea, to show how some really widely used supplements, things people think are harmless, can actually pose, well, significant risks.
So arming people with critical thinking skills.
Precisely. Giving you the tools to navigate this really complex world of health products more safely.
And we've got quite the mix of sources, right? Expert opinions, case report.
Yes, medical opinions, some really compelling case reports, and even some in-depth investigative journalism.
So trying to give a full picture, but keep it, easy to follow.
Exactly. Comprehensive but digestible.
All right, let's unpack this first big idea then. Natural automatically means safe. It sounds so logical, doesn't it? If it comes from a plant,
Does sound logical.
from nature, how could it possibly hurt you? It feels like it should just be goodness in a bottle.
Right. But what's fascinating here, and I think often completely missed, is the actual journey. From that plant in the ground to the pill in your hand.
It's not just plucked and bottled.
Not at all. It involves a lot of industrial processing.
Mm.
Things like extraction, disinfection, refining, drying, packaging.
Okay.
And as Professor Lin, the gastroenterologist, points out, by the time they reach you, these products are, and I quote, no longer purely natural. They're processed compounds, highly processed, concentrated compounds, very different from the original plant.
That's a really crucial distinction. Like, think about green tea. We all hear about the health benefits of drinking green tea, right? People have done it for centuries.
Sure, it's generally considered healthy.
But does that automatically mean that a super concentrated green tea extract supplement is just as safe? Or maybe even better because it's concentrated? It seems weird that something good could become bad just by concentrating it.
You've hit on a really core point there. While, yes, drinking green tea normally is generally harmless, maybe even beneficial long-term, our sources are pretty clear that consuming these highly concentrated green tea extract supplements can potentially be quite toxic, specifically to the liver.
Really? Liver toxicity from green tea extract?
Yeah, and this isn't just a new idea. Studies going back as far as 2003 and confirmed again recently, like 2023, they specifically flag high-dose green tea extract as a real concern,
Wow.
linking it directly to liver inflammation and, in some severe cases documented, even acute liver failure.
Acute liver failure, that's serious.
It is. The concentration process just dramatically amplifies the effects, turns something generally okay into something potentially quite harmful.
Okay, this is where it starts to get genuinely, unsettling. Because we do often think more is better, don't we? Especially if it's marketed as healthy.
That mentality is strong.
But like Paracelsus, the father of toxicology, said way back when, dose makes the poison.
A classic and absolutely relevant here.
It's kind of shocking how perfectly that applies to some of these quote-unquote natural health products. Maybe we should look at some specific examples.
Definitely. So beyond just green tea extract, what else are we seeing? Let's take fenugreek or kai. Traditionally, it's used for various things.
Right, I've heard of.
But recent research, there's a specific 2018 case report mentioned, it shows increasing toxicity, particularly liver toxicity, things like necrosis, hepatitis, especially at high doses. Again, the concentration factor.
Necrosis, like tissue death.
Yes, exactly. Serious liver damage.
And what about something super common like turmeric? It's in curry. Everyone knows it's anti-inflammatory. I mean, surely that's safe.
Well, this is a perfect example of the difference between food and supplement.
Okay.
Consumed in food, turmeric is generally safe, beneficial even, but turmeric supplements, that's a whole different ballgame.
How so?
Especially those ones with added bioavailability enhancers, like piperine, from black pepper.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that on labels to help you absorb it better.
Right, but better here means potentially up to 20 times more absorption.
20 times. Wow.
And our sources show this massively increased absorption has been directly linked to liver injury. It's not theoretical.
So health authorities are noticing this?
Yes. Regulatory bodies in Australia, the TGA, And in France, yes, they've both issued specific warnings about turmeric supplements. They've noted a significant uptick in liver damage cases,
Including serious ones.
including severe cases, yes. And tragically, there was even a documented fatality in the U.S. linked specifically to turmeric supplements.
A fatality from turmeric. That's staggering. It really shifts the perspective from a healthy spice to potentially dangerous pill.
It absolutely does. It highlights the dose and the formulation.
Okay, what about red yeast rice? Lice. Lots of people take that for cholesterol, right? It sounds like something that should be well regulated.
It's often taken specifically as a natural alternative to statins because it contains compounds that are chemically similar
So it works like a statin.
and carries similar risks, muscle pain, liver function issues. But there's a bigger concern:
Which is?
contamination. Professor Lin actually warned about this 8 years ago. Many red yeast rice products are contaminated with something called citrinin.
Citrinin, what's that?
It's a known kidney toxin, a mycotoxin, actually.
A kidney toxin in a cholesterol supplement.
Yes, and we just saw that incredibly tragic situation in Japan, right? With the Kobayashi red yeast rice products.
Yeah, that was all over the news. Kidney failure.
Yeah.
Deaths.
Exactly. Resulting in kidney failure and, sadly, deaths, leading to massive recalls. It's a stark example of the risks, not just from the main ingredient, but from what else might be lurking in there.
So it's clearly not just these isolated examples then. Are there other common supplements flagged for these kinds of risks? Maybe not just liver?
Unfortunately, yes. While liver toxicity seems to be a major, well-documented issue, the list is broader. Medical journals flag others.
Like what?
Well, catechins, again, from green tea. Garcinia cambogia, often pushed for weight loss, but it's been linked to acute liver failure.
Wow.
Then there's black cohosh, used for menopause symptoms, and ashwagandha, popular for stress and mood. Both have growing reports of liver issues, especially with long-term or high-dose use.
Is there a common theme here?
It often comes back to that aggressive processing and concentration, altering how the compound interacts with the body, turning something perhaps benign in its natural state into something potentially toxic in a concentrated pill form.
And while the liver seems like a primary target,
It does, but these can cause other problems too, right? GI upset, headaches, potentially interacting with prescription drugs. It's a complex picture.
and sometimes it hits closer to home. You might remember recent news about Care, a well-known host, reportedly hospitalized with severe hepatitis.
I think I saw something about that.
Our sources suggest it was possibly linked to his really heavy long-term use of various health supplements.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? These aren't just abstract studies. They're impacting real people, sometimes dramatically.
So beyond these individual stories, what's the bigger picture? Is this problem getting worse?
It seems so.
Mm.
The data indicates that liver injury linked specifically to supplements is, well, escalating rapidly.
Oh, rapidly.
Studies show an 8-fold increase over the last 25 years in the U.S. alone.
8-fold. That's huge.
It is. And get this, supplements are now estimated to be involved in up to 43% of all drug-induced liver injuries,
Nearly half.
almost half, and around 19% of drug-induced acute liver failures, sometimes putting people onto liver transplant lists.
That's terrifying. It suggests a really significant, maybe under-recognized public health issue.
I think that's fair to say. It's often overlooked.
So what does this all mean for us? For consumers just trying to do the right thing for their health? Why isn't this information, plastered everywhere? And why are these products still so easy to buy if they carry these kinds of risks?
Yeah, it feels like a massive disconnect, doesn't it?
It really does.
And a huge part of the answer lies in the regulatory landscape. It's fundamentally different for supplements compared to pharmaceutical drugs.
How so?
Well, prescription meds, they have to go through years of rigorous testing, safety trials, efficacy trials, before they can be sold.
Okay, makes sense.
Dietary supplements, not so much. They're generally not subject to the same pre-market review by agencies like the FDA here in the States.
Wait, no pre-market review at all?
Largely, no. As the FDA's acting commissioner, Stephen Ostroff, stated quite clearly, and I think this is critical, FDA does not conduct any review of dietary supplements before they are marketed, and I think all consumers need to understand this.
Wow. That's breathtaking, actually. So a company can basically bottle something up, call it a supplement, sell it, and the FDA only really steps in after problems arise, after people get sick?
That's often the reality, yes. It's a reactive system, not a proactive one, for supplements.
That seems incredibly risky for consumers.
It is. And this regulatory gap leads directly to major issues like hidden ingredients.
Hidden ingredients. You mean stuff not on the label?
Exactly. Our sources point to loads of cases, especially with weight loss or sexual enhancement supplements,
Right.
where they've been found to contain undeclared stimulants, steroids, even actual prescription drugs like Viagra or Cialis analogs.
Seriously, prescription drugs mixed in.
Yes. The FDA has found over 500 different supplement products tainted with hidden, often dangerous ingredients like
It's
that.
unbelievable.
And it's not just hidden stuff. There's widespread mislabeling, too. Studies show a really significant percentage of herbal supplements simply don't contain what the label claims.
So you might not even be getting the herb you think you're buying.
Correct. Or you might be getting way more or way less or something else entirely. Some even contain banned substances. It makes it incredibly difficult, almost impossible, for a consumer to know what they're truly putting in their body.
Okay, but what about those seals and certifications you see, like the little green man in Taiwan or Japan's foods with function claims? Don't those offer some assurance? Don't they mean it's been tested?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? They certainly look official and reassuring.
Yeah.
But according to our sources, these often rely heavily on the manufacturer's own data and declarations.
So self-reported.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
Rather than necessarily requiring rigorous, independent human clinical trials specifically for safety and efficacy before getting that label.
So it creates a false sense of security. Yeah.
It really can, yes. It makes it even harder to sort out genuine claims from just, well, clever marketing. It reinforces this whole idea that it's kind of
A Wild West.
exactly, a regulatory Wild West.
That analogy really hits home. I read one expert compared buying a supplement to,
Yeah.
like buying gasoline from some guy selling it out of a rusty can on the side of the road.
Yeah. You just hope it's actually gas and not something that'll wreck your engine or worse.
It's a powerful and sadly accurate analogy in many cases. It really is a buyer beware situation. That's the main rule, often the only rule.
So, given all this, the risks, the lack of oversight,
Yeah.
why are supplements still so incredibly popular? Why do so many people turn to them? Is it just brilliant marketing, or is there something deeper going on psychologically?
That's a great question. I think there's definitely a very strong, almost primal human desire for that quick fix, right? The elixir of youth, the miracle in a bottle.
But it's something easy.
Exactly. Something easy that promises to slow aging or prevent disease or boost performance without having to do the hard work.
And the wellness industry, which is now a multi-billion-dollar global giant, absolutely capitalizes on this hope.
Through influencers and ads?
Through influencers, slick marketing, sometimes even through medical professionals who, as one expert rather pointedly put it, essentially become unregulated pharma by pushing supplements.
Unregulated pharma. Wow.
It's a hugely profitable business model, often built more on promise and perception than on solid, proven science.
And that ties right back into that more is better idea we talked about, doesn't it?
It really does.
It feels like we're constantly told, you know, if a little vitamin C is good, then megadosing must be amazing for your immune system. It seems intuitive, but dangerous.
It can be. Absolutely. Our sources consistently emphasize that high doses, even of things considered beneficial or essential, can seriously interfere with your body's natural balance and processes.
How so?
Well, it's not just about what's in the pill, it's the sheer amount, the concentration. Your body has to process that unnatural load. So, for example, while vitamins are essential, extremely high doses of certain ones, or things often marketed as harmless wellness boosters, can actually lead to pretty unpleasant side effects.
Like what?
Things like digestive issues, headaches, heart palpitations, insomnia. And in some documented cases, very high doses of certain vitamins over long periods might even paradoxically increase the risk of certain health problems, like specific cancers or heart disease. More is definitely not always better.
So if the miracle in a bottle isn't the answer, what actually works for health and longevity? What's the real secret that experts like Dr. Dariush Mozaffarian are pointing towards?
Yeah, what's the non-miracle answer?
Right.
Well, experts like Dr. Mozaffarian and, frankly, most credible health authorities
Yeah.
consistently emphasize the same things. The real secret isn't in a pill at all.
It's the boring stuff.
It might sound boring, but it works. It's about a consistent, healthy lifestyle, focusing on minimally processed, whole foods, lots of plants.
The Michael Pollan thing? Eat food, not too much, mostly plants.
Exactly that. Plus, consistent physical activity, getting enough good quality sleep, managing stress effectively, and, obviously, avoiding harmful substances like tobacco and excessive alcohol.
So the foundations.
The absolute foundations. They might not have the same marketing buzz as the latest supplement trend, but they are evidence-based, genuinely effective, and importantly, they empower you to take control of your health.
It really highlights the need for critical thinking, doesn't it? The market is just saturated with claims.
Completely saturated.
And it takes real effort to sort the genuine science from the marketing hype. It's so easy to get swayed by a charismatic pitch or a powerful anecdote, especially if someone has doctor before their name or mentions Harvard.
Absolutely. Authority bias is powerful.
But you, the listener, you have the power to demand actual proof, real scientific backing, and to prioritize these proven health strategies over those enticing but maybe empty promises. Your health is just too important to gamble on in that Wild West.
At the end of the day, this deep dive really shows us that the whole idea of supplements being universally safe and effective is, well, it's not just a myth. It's a potentially dangerous one.
Yeah.
They are definitely not a shortcut to good health.
Yeah.
And they carry real documented risks because of a lack of regulation, the aggressive processing, the dosage issues, the contamination.
So the big takeaway isn't just be scared of supplements. It's more about cultivating that critical mindset, right, for all health information we come across.
Precisely. Question everything. Look for the evidence.
And instead of chasing that miracle in a bottle, focus on those proven foundations of health, guided by solid science and, crucially, advice from your own trusted healthcare provider who knows your specific situation.
Exactly. And maybe here's a final thought to leave with everyone. Considering this massive, booming, yet largely unregulated supplement market, and knowing our very human tendency to seek easy answers and quick fixes, how can we, as informed consumers, actually start to demand real accountability and transparency from this industry? An industry that often seems to prioritize profit margins over public health.
That's a heavy question.
It is.
Right.
And what responsibility do we personally have to question the popular narratives, even when they come from sources that seem credible? How do we protect our own well-being and maybe the well-being of people we care about in this environment?
Lots to think about there. We really hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights and maybe some better tools to think more critically about your own health choices.
That's the goal.
Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.